TOEFL Junior Practice Test 4. The listening section has 42 questions. Follow along as you listen to the directions for the listening section. Directions. In this section of the test, you will hear a teacher or other school staff members talking to students. Each talk is followed by one question. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each talk only one time. Number 1. Listen to a school principal speaking to the students.
I am uninterested in whether English is your native language. My only interest in terms of language is that you leave this school speaking and writing English as fluently as possible. The English language has united America's citizens for over 200 years, and it will unite us at this school. We will learn other languages here, but if you want classes taught in your native language rather than in English, this is not your school.
What does the principal want to tell the students? Number 2. Listen to an art teacher talking to a class.
The students will develop an appreciation for Greek architecture. Furthermore, they will recognize the origin of much of the architecture of the 20th century. By actually building a model of the columns and facade of the buildings, the students will have a better understanding of the elements of the differing styles of Greek and contemporary architecture.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 3. Listen to a history teacher speaking to his class.
This lesson uses primary sources, diaries, letters, and photographs, to explore the experiences of women in the Civil War. By looking at a series of document galleries, the perspectives of slave women, plantation mistresses, female spies, and Union women emerge. Ultimately, students will understand the human consequences of this war for women.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 4. Listen to a science teacher speaking to a class.
In order to understand Edison's role in the electrification of America, you need to learn Edison biography, read the life of Thomas A. Edison, to gain an understanding of the major features of Edison's life, and then develop a timeline which provides information about the major events in Edison's personal life and the key dates for the phonograph, sound recordings, and motion pictures.
What will the class probably do next? Number 5. Listen to an English teacher speaking to a class.
Now let's take a look at the photograph, the Great Titanic Disaster, and then consider what can be learned from this photograph about the sinking of the Titanic. You will work together to analyze one primary source, and then you will become investigators of the event through the use of additional historical materials.
What will the class probably do next? Number 6. Listen to a principal speaking over the intercom.
Please note, while children who are living in Britain with their parents normally have a right to a school place, there are some categories of children who are not entitled to a place in a maintained school. These can include children whose leave to enter or remain in the country prohibits their attendance at a maintained school. Schools may request to see appropriate documentation to clarify the status of a particular child. For example, right of abode certificate, passport, or entry visa. Applications are not normally accepted from children still living abroad, but cases will be considered individually.
What is probably true about the children arriving from overseas? Number 7. Listen to a teacher speaking to her class.
Planting gift trees in someone's name is a great way to commemorate an important event, whether it is a celebration, a memorial, or a holiday like Christmas. You can plant it yourself or support an organization that is helping the planet through tree planting. You'll be giving a gift that keeps on giving.
What will the students probably do next? Number 8. Listen to a culture teacher speaking to her class.
In the past century, Earth's average temperature has warmed by 1 degree Fahrenheit. What sort of difference has a degree made to our planet? How will projected future warming impact our environment and the way we live? Through this course, participants will have the opportunity to learn about the impacts of global change, those that we can see evidence of today, and those that are predicted for the future. We will explore how climate models are developed and used to understand likely scenarios of future climate and how current scientific research is improving the quality of climate predictions.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 9. Listen to an English teacher speaking to her class.
Today we're going to review lessons about the explorers, encourage collaboration and brainstorming, and develop creative writing skills. You may work with a partner, and you can use materials such as large white art paper, colored pencils, markers, scissors, encyclopedias, history books, and access to laptops or other computers. You may also want to offer web resources about explorers. Please choose one of the explorers or one of the interesting people you met along the way that we have studied. Examples: Columbus, Verrazano.
What is the purpose of the talk? Number 10. Listen to a new teacher speaking to a class.
Welcome, class. I'm very pleased to meet you. But before we begin getting cozy, I'd like to introduce a few rules that teens these days don't seem to be aware of. 1. There is no chewing gum in my classroom. No food, no drink. 2. No talking. You may talk during group projects, otherwise you will remain silent. 3. If anyone misbehaves or acts out, I will have them sent to detention or suspended. No warning and no exceptions.
What is the purpose of the talk?